Something strange is going on with the Steelers' offense. An expensive offseason signing has simply disappeared from the game plan, and nobody understands why. At the same time, a veteran on the roster may be returning at a crucial moment, even if he's not 100%, and the team has also received an important update on one of the most promising names on defense. Who could be key against one of the most dangerous QBs in the league? Stick around until the end because there's big stuff coming. And the first one is already causing a stir. Alright, let's talk about one of the biggest head scratchers of the Steelers' 2025 season so far. And yeah, I'm talking about Jonnu Smith. The guy was supposed to be part of this big, bold offseason by Omar Khan. We brought in stars like DK Metcalf and Jalen Ramsey, and everyone was fired up. But tucked in there was another move. Pittsburgh traded for Jonnu Smith from the Dolphins, a guy coming off a killer year, 88 catches, nearly 900 yards, 8 touchdowns, solid numbers. It wasn't a flashy move, but it felt like a smart one. The idea made sense at the time. Add another weapon, add depth, maybe give the offense some flexibility, but here's the reality. Through 12 weeks, Jonnu's basically been a ghost in this offense. He's caught just 29 passes for under 200 yards and 2 scores. That's it. That's the whole stat line. And if you're thinking, wait, didn't we extend this guy? Yeah, we did. He's under contract through 2026 with an $11 million cap hit next year. So where is he? Why is the guy who looked like a real threat in Miami now invisible in Pittsburgh? Look, it's not just about Smith either. The entire passing game has looked out of rhythm. The offensive identity is blurry at best, but fans are starting to point fingers, and some of those fingers are landing squarely on Smith. Steelers insider Jerry Dulac didn't hold back this week. He straight up said that Smith's lack of production is part of the problem, and not the only one. According to Dulac, if you go back over the last few games, second-year wideout Roman Wilson has been way more productive than veterans like Calvin Austin III, and definitely more than Jonnu Smith. Let's be real, Wilson hasn't even had a breakout game yet, but the guy is doing everything he can with what he's getting. He's separating, he's finding space, he's got a couple of touchdowns, which is more than most receivers on this team. The effort is there. Smith? He's fast. He runs crisp receiver-style routes. He's got hands, but for whatever reason, he's not being used. Not in the red zone, not on third downs, not even as a matchup nightmare against linebackers. And when he does get targeted, he's been reliable. So why isn't he getting more looks? The answer might lie in the scheme. Darnell Washington and Pat Freiermuth are the preferred guys when it comes to blocking, and both of them can do damage with the ball too. Maybe the staff doesn't see a clear role for Jonnu. Maybe they thought he'd be more plug and play, but right now he feels like an expensive afterthought. And that's the real issue. The Steelers are in a tight race in the AFC North. They need every edge they can get. Baltimore isn't slowing down. The schedule isn't getting any easier. So why is a guy making $10 to $12 million a year sitting in the shadows? The potential's there. He's not washed, but the coaching staff has to figure it out. And fast, because this offense needs a spark. And if Jonnu Smith isn't part of the plan, then what was the plan to begin with? But while the offense is still searching for answers, the defense just got a huge boost, and it involves a young star who could be the key to slowing down Josh Allen. Let's shift gears and talk about something Steelers fans can actually smile about. Joey Porter Jr. is good to go for Week 13. And that's no small thing when you're going up against a guy like Josh Allen. Porter tweaked his hip last week and had to sit out part of the game. There was concern he might miss time, especially with Buffalo on the schedule, but as of the final injury report, he's officially a full participant. No restrictions, no injury tag. He's playing, and thank God for that, because Allen is a problem. This isn't your average QB. He's got one of the strongest arms in the league. He can escape pressure like it's nothing, and he thrives in chaos. You think you've got him cornered, and then he launches a 40-yard bomb on the run. The guy's a legit MVP candidate. That's where Porter Jr. comes in. He's Pittsburgh's top one-on-one corner. You need someone to lock down the sideline. That's his job. You need a guy who can stick with a receiver without needing constant safety help. That's him too. He's not just hanging around either. He's producing. According to Pro Football Focus, 11 of his 28 tackles this season have come in man-to-man coverage. That means he's sticking to his guy and making plays. And get this, he's only missed 1 tackle in those situations. That's elite level consistency. No, he hasn't snagged an interception yet this year, but he's got 11 pass breakups in just 8 games, including 4 in a single game against the Colts. That's not luck. That's a guy who knows how to be in the right place, at the right time, with the right timing. And it matters even more this week. The Bills are beat up. Their offensive line is banged up, especially at tackle. Tight end Dalton Kincaid is questionable, so Allen's going to want to get the ball out fast. And that means quick hits to the outside. Enter Khalil Shakir, Buffalo's top receiver right now. That's likely Porter Jr.'s assignment for most of the game. If Porter can shut him down, Allen's gonna have to hold the ball longer, and that's when Watt and Highsmith feast. And just when we thought the drama had peaked, boom, the Steelers made a huge QB decision that's got fans divided, and it's all happening just before kickoff. Yup, it's happening. Aaron Rodgers is starting in Week 13. According to Ian Rappaport, the Steelers are rolling with the 41-year-old future Hall of Famer against the Bills, just 1 week after he sat out with a fractured wrist on his non-throwing arm. He pushed to play with a brace last week, but the staff went with Mason Rudolph. Now, Rodgers is back, and let's be honest, whether you love the move or not, it's bold. This dude has been through it. After tearing his Achilles 4 plays into his Jets debut in 2023, he rehabbed like a madman to return for the 2024 season. Then after just 1 year in New York, they cut him. Pittsburgh swooped in and gave him a 1-year deal, betting on experience and leadership. So far in 2025, he started 10 games, thrown for 1,869 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 7 picks. Not mind-blowing, but not bad either, especially when you consider the mess this offense has been in lately. Rodgers brings stability, he brings control, and most importantly, he brings that big game energy. He knows how to manage the moment, especially when the spotlight's on. Now, here's the catch. He's not 100%. He's still playing through pain, and he's going to be facing a hungry Buffalo defense with playoff implications on the line. One wrong hit, and this could go south real fast. But the staff clearly believes he gives them the best shot. Maybe they're right. Maybe his presence alone is what this team needs to wake up and get serious about the postseason. One way or another, all eyes are going to be on Rodgers this week. The offense still feels lost, but the defense showed up. And now, with Rodgers back, there are no more excuses. But what do you think, Steelers fans? Is this the right move? Drop your thoughts in the comments and hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next.